everything over.
Direct
What's
energy weapon.
What's
No,
XRP doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Went up to 235, fell back down. Oops. Okay, folks.
Waiting for Kim TV.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
We're 15. Oh my God. Jay and his blackouts.
Everybody's ready, right?
He's got his blackout shirt on.
Let's do this, Tim. No, that's a dad.
It's a what?
So what?
Only dad shirt.
Only dads. That's good. That's good. How much you charging for that?
Let's do this.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim TV, our Taco Tuesday show. We're down a few people tonight, but don't worry, we're still gonna pull the show off. Oh, here's Dirty Rotten Trucker.
I booted myself.
You keep booting yourself. Yeah, Craig's gonna be taking a little time off, you guys, and tonight Yorga's with his kids, but we're going to bring you a show, and yeah, we're going to talk about this blackout and the sun. I'm going to do sun report. We're going to have our news for Jews, and we got some update on the Diddy. Diddy. Kardashians.
Taco, Jason.
Taco. Let's
Yeah,
say hi.
Mitch, what's up, Mitch? Oh, he's thinking of Sissy K. Sorry.
Got Debbie Tennyson, Clay B, Angel Rose, by the Bay, Jason, Garrett, Sissy K, K9 Man,
Karen Reese.
Hello.
Krista, Willard Hall.
Garrett was here.
Cash Money. Yeah, Garrett's up there.
Willard Hall said at midnight it's his birthday.
Who?
Hey.
Willard Hall said at midnight is his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Willard.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
Now you're just closer to dying.
Yeah, well, at our age, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, if you're just I want to say hello to Scott, Judy B, Mary Freeland,
Pink Flamingo, Happy Birthday.
Jay, I just got a text message from a group of ladies wanting to know how much it costs to get on your Only Dad site.
Wait a minute. That's my job to pimp him out. Okay.
Oh.
That's my job. Tell him to get Only Dads. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did your daughter get you that for Father's
Day?
Yes.
No, she got it for me for something. I don't know.
Well, you and your family are really close, and you guys love to joke and fun with each other, and I could just so see Whit, buying that for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. She probably bought it off TikTok.
TikTok. I liked it. I bought my first thing off TikTok today. So. Yeah.
Order from Timo and see what you get.
I want to say hi to Jerry and Regina too, and Mitch just came in.
Actually, AB, I did just order from Timo because they have local warehouses.
You didn't get the tariff added onto your receipt?
Because it's what they all stockpiled up, right? So I got that big big ass flashlight, man. That's brighter than hell.
This is the same one I got. Not the one I used that night, but I got one of those. And they're bright. They're
Yeah,
very bright.
yeah. So I saw it, and I'm like, hey, man, $10.
Yeah, Jason said Timu is done in 7 weeks. It's over. So I guess if you got local warehouse, buy it now.
Yeah, I seen a thing about that a while ago. It said that so they got 7 weeks of stockpile on everything. So after that, you better stock up.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I just got a package stolen, I think, today. So I'm still pissed off about it. I found
Come on, man.
You're jumping to conclusions, Tim.
What?
You jump real quick.
They took a picture and the box is not there. That's my porch.
They hacked in your camera. They hacked in your camera and made you think you got a package.
Yes.
And it was somebody in China hacked your camera.
Through Ukraine.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at this point because, like, even yesterday, they're blaming that there might have been hacks and
What is that hell raising in the background?
Oh, kids next door jumping on a trampoline.
Oh my!
They're a little jacked up. They need some Jolt Cola.
Isn't it a school night?
Right.
Jay, holler out, tell them shut the hell up.
I like the kids. I like hearing.
No, you do. Okay.
But sometimes I will. But I don't know. I'm not
Sometimes
ready.
I will.
I'm not ready to start a war yet. So.
With the neighbors.
You know what I mean? Like I'll be
water balloons in your yard.
Oh, I'll be chucking eggs and all kinds of shit.
Look, American one got porch pirated too. See, that's what I'm wondering. And when I went back, and there's nobody that drove up to drop that package off.
Gee, you're on an acre property. You have to drive in a quarter of an acre just to get to your fucking front door.
It's covered. All bases are covered. Like I can see them coming from all directions.
Right.
And I told you,
it was that damn gremlin again.
That's right.
I don't know, the people that bought that house. I told you that that lady was weird, and they uncovered a Trump voodoo doll in the garden. Yeah, for real.
How do you know it was a voodoo doll? Did it have stick pins in it, or?
Yeah, that's some like pin.
Had all the evidence.
Like big,
burn marks.
I didn't ask her about that, but they got rid
burn
of
marks.
Holes in wrong places.
I didn't get to see the voodoo doll, thank God. But anyhow, yeah, the porch pirates. So that's great. So if I order stuff, oh shit, guys, we gotta start getting whatever we need. Like
exactly, American one.
Well, Lisa, I'm glad you're leaving. I mean, not glad you're leaving. I'm sad you're leaving.
Oh, she's probably going to bed because Lisa goes to bed pretty early. Are you going to bed?
Well, are we waiting for her to answer? Can you hear her? Or?
I know. Lisa, I'm waiting here.
Patiently waiting.
The voodoo dolls sure said trust a plan on it, Jason probably said. I don't know. I didn't actually see it, but it's been confirmed by the new owners of that home that, yes, they found that in the garden. And I knew I was right. So it's like I kind of think I know what I'm right about what's coming up with this blackout, you guys.
Oh, come on.
Why don't we talk about that blackout, right? Is that what you want to
It's
talk
only
about?
It's only going to be on the left coast.
No.
Taking bets.
I hope so. Yeah, it'll only be on the East Coast.
No, left coast.
Wipe them fuckers out. All the lefties live on the East Coast, man.
No, it's California. Washington is going to be what do you call it? What did we come up with the other night, Pootie? You said it's going to be a Sharia law state.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just read if you're black, you get $120,000 for a down payment for a house.
140, I think.
Yeah,
well,
140.
I Krista
you don't have to pay back.
And what if the west coast of Canada becomes a 51st state versus the whole
They're
entire?
not going to because they got that new guy in. They're going to take all their bang bangs away.
I wish Krista was here
They
again.
already did.
They're going
No,
for
all of them.
Yeah, they're going for the farmers ones now.
Oh yeah, that's what she said last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk with Krista, you guys, last night for a couple hours. It was really nice, and she's kind of caught us
Y'all
up.
didn't invite me.
You were sleeping. I did invite you. I texted you, but you didn't respond.
Called you like an ex-girlfriend, man. I told her
Yeah,
to stop.
actually, I did. I think I called you.
I know exactly what I got because when I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I saw it.
Oh, okay. See, I did try to call you. Why?
Yeah. Trust me, I had to let her know. Hey, can you stop?
So today, on some food news today, I started seeing stuff they're pushing the hell out of H1N1 or whatever the hell bird flu, and I just don't see it. Yeah, I think it's run its course as far as in the poultry business. But they got a special cocktail if you feel that you need it for protection. Right, American one. I feel sorry for him. I really do. But hey, they voted.
So let's stay on topic, AB. Okay.
I am on topic. I'm talking about Canada.
No, we're talking about the blackout.
I heard that they said they had just changed something in April with the way they did their energy, something with the solar, and that's why it happened. It just had been switched.
All renewable energy.
Yes. When they shut down their nuclear power plants. Correct, Pootie?
That's what they're claiming.
Well, they
But
did.
I thought it was an atmospheric anomaly.
Right.
They did say that.
It was.
Let's start.
What they're blaming it on.
Okay, so everybody
Yesterday.
take a deep breath. This is going to be a lot to intake because it's a lot for me.
Yeah. I'm muting my mic.
Yesterday, they were stating that it was triggered, the power outage, by a rare atmospheric phenomenon. Okay, so let's watch phenomenon.
Why nobody's reporting on it? Why is nobody talking about all of the Europe nationwide power outages that are happening right now? This is spanning across Spain. This is spanning across Portugal, southern parts of France. It is a complete blackout in those nations. And this is according to the latest news and breaking headlines. And the report said the outage, described by experts as absolutely exceptional, was triggered by a rare atmospheric phenomenon causing significant oscillations in high voltage power lines. This led to the disconnection of Spain's grid from the broader European network, resulting in widespread power failures across the Iberian Peninsula. Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, all experiencing complete blackouts. You have thousands of people at the train stations unable to go anywhere because those have completely gone down. They are even being forced to use cash because no electronic payments are accessible right now. Transportation systems, metro lines and trains, traffic lights, everything has stopped functioning. There are even reports that airports have been disrupted with flight delays and passengers being stranded. Portugal is even facing similar challenges. The Lisbon Metro and other train services have been suspended, and mobile networks are experiencing significant limitations. They are even saying that cell service is coming down. What could this phenomenon that happened in the atmosphere, that's what they're reporting, what was that to affect?
It wouldn't be a solar fire, would it?
Okay, so
what about the remember here a week or so ago and when Puerto Rico lost all their power? Didn't nobody say that much about that?
Yep, there's been other countries. And the thing is, yesterday, the big word of the day was this atmospheric phenomenon.
It sure was.
But today, you guys, no, No. They explained it all the way. Don't you worry. The sun's not doing it.
That didn't happen.
Are you paying attention?
Yeah, that didn't happen. Are you paying attention
yet? This is starting to get crazy. Numerous countries in Europe are dealing with major power outages. So the two places that are majorly affected by these power outages are Spain and Portugal. Take a look at this satellite image. You can imagine how bad it must be there for them. Trains stopping in their tracks, traffic lights not working, no access to ATMs, gas.
No access to ATMs and gas. Okay. So they explained today that what's going on with that grid was it just got overloaded. Let's see here. I've got something from. Shit, where is it?
Hello, Stephanie.
No, it's not that one. No, it's Grok. Is it Grok? Yeah. Okay, here it is. So last night I was talking with these guys, and I decided to use Grok for the first time and ask Grok about what was going on. And they were explaining that it remains unclear what happened, but the incidence of the power line was likely from solar plants in Spain's southwest, causing instability and a breakdown of interconnections with France. Okay, this is and then the speculation was a cyber attack was hypothesized at Spain's National Cryptology Center and what a high court investigating a possible cyber sabotage. But the thing is I think it is the sun, you guys, because it goes down more. I started asking Rock more about this, and it said that the solar storms can impact this stuff right here. And it said in 2025 context, no major solar storm introduced blackouts was reported in 25, right? But we were suspecting it. And that it predicted a global blackout in the U.S., Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and Midwest, but no evidence confirms this during the solar maximum because it's heightened right now. And the CMEs are a lot more frequent. And it's putting us at a vulnerability that we actually could be looking at a Carrington event during this solar cycle by the end of it, possibly. Okay, so let me show you what's going on with the sun. Because yesterday they said atmospheric phenomenon, right? I could buy that. And you know what I did? I went and looked. Because you know me. You know me and the sun and the earth, the magnetosphere, all that crazy ass shit, right? Okay? Yeah. So looking at yesterday's solar stuff, let's go over and let's look at our the X-ray flux. Let's just look at what's been going on with where we're at with our solar stuff.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
Do you happen to have the time that it went dark over in Spain, or it started, to compare it to this chart?
No, I didn't get that far in, because remember last night it said something in Grok about possible Carrington event. And then today, when we looked it up in the back before we went live, it changed it to not possible.
So here I'm going to give a supporting factor to this. Was it daytime?
Okay, see, that's the whole thing about when these things hit off the sun.
Got to be solar. Maybe you're looking at the sun when it happens. Earth does, wherever it's facing.
Wherever it's facing the sun is going to take the impact. And that was the sun side. They were on the daytime.
The dark.
No, they were during the daylight.
Daytime. It was daytime.
Oh, okay.
Where do you think I'm going with this?
We were
I got you.
dark. And then remember when we started first studying this all together, we used to be down at the B5 line, and we were there for a long time, and that's where it was very comfortable. And now we've been riding a C class, you guys. That's just 3 days. And in the last 3 days, we've already had like 3 M classes. Okay, let's go 7 days. We're still riding that C class. So when you think about it, you guys, there's energy coming at us constantly now at a C class level. And that's a lot of energy, lots going on. It's kind of, and not only that, it's hitting our grid pretty damn hard too. Oops, wrong one, grid. So here's our grid. Now, based off this scale right here, we want to stay down in these purples. It's when the areas that start getting hit in the teal and the green and the yellow. But let's just look at the East Coast and Upper Canada. This is constant, you guys. And I've shown
Wait. Upper USA.
Oh, as far as
Upper America.
I'm just gonna say upper North American continent. How's that sound?
Okay.
But see how it's hitting down the East Coast constantly. Well, I showed you guys this before, and it was never like this. So yesterday they're saying it's atmospheric phenomenon, and I believe that. And then today you're trying to change that shit on me. Yeah, I ain't gonna buy that one. Because isn't it funny how Spain just happened to cancel a military contract to build you-know-what's for Israel. Just saying. Okay. I mean, could it be?
Build, wait, what's you-know-what? I don't know what.
What are they building?
Yeah.
Stuff for the military, for the war. I'm not going to say the word. Don't trick me into that shit, okay?
Oh, no, I ain't tricking you to shit. I just want to know what.
Yeah, it was a military contract.
It's called weapons.
Yeah, thank you. Why'd you fill in the blanks? Okay, so this is what's been going on.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I'm really tacked up tonight. So this is what's going off the sun right now, you guys. So this is the density, this is the velocity and the speed. These green dots right here are the Earth. And we're looking at a lot of energy coming towards us here. And it's been blowing off the sides. Earlier it showed more, but what got me is how in the hell, if you go all the way back here to the first, I guess it's the first now. No, it's not the first. How do they know that something's coming towards us right there? I don't know.
Because they've been working with the Weather Channel.
But we'll go over here to the solar synopsis map, and I'll give you an idea of how many. We've got a lot of sunspots right now. And this one down here, 4065, is the one that they've been watching because it was the most volatile. But it's starting to turn away, so that's good. But we still have we got 4079, 4076, 4077, 4072. Polarities are starting to build that they're marking here. We've got pretty good corona hole right in the middle. And we've got one over here on about the 4 or 5 o'clock right here. And another one. And so in the next, so look here. Here's this forecast. 99% chance. Do you know how long we've been in a C class? We've had so much energy coming at us for at least a year? So 50% chance of an M class and 10% chance of an X class in the next 24 hours, which you add that magic number 10. But I'm calling BS. I think it's a sun thing. I think there's jumpers. Okay, that's my conspiracy. I think there's jumpers. They know something's going to happen, and it's going to happen in this solar cycle. And we're just starting to go down, but we're not quite out of it.
Well, if that's what they were saying was that it was something to do with solar energy that made it happen, then that pretty much is saying the same thing as you then, right? Like they're saying that they switched the energy around to use the sun instead, or am I getting it backwards?
Well, the next day, today they're saying it didn't have anything to do with that.
But they said it at first. Huh.
Yeah, they said it at first, and now they even on space weather they took it out about that phenomenon thing. And I looked at it and it's like, why are you guys scrubbing stuff? Now you're going back and
Look at what Clay B said.
What did we learn from this by watching the videos of people getting stuck on the road or stuck in the trains and had to walk out miles in the snow uphill both ways? And
don't get on a train, don't get on a plane. That's what I learned.
I'm saying what we also learned, that people went crazy, went to the grocery store and bought everything. It was wiped out real quick. But I will say this: the ones I watched, the people in Spain, they were very courteous. It was like, I thought if you put stuff in it went like normal. If you put stuff in your cart, it's yours. You know what I mean? You're gonna buy it. That's
no free for all.
No, nobody was grabbing shit but every bottle of water was gone. The shelves were bare. And this happened, what was it, like 6 hours after the power went out? 4 to 6 hours. So
take note, Americans.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is
Stay calm.
Learn something on it. Make sure, if you can, make sure you don't have to run to the store. You know, you be prepped where if that goes on, you're locked down in your homestead. You know, that's all I can say. That's what I was watching.
At least for a couple of days.
Yeah, at least.
So I looked this up on Wikipedia, the 2025 European power outage, and it was explaining about the time, the major power outage, Okay, down here in the bottom, it says that the Spanish electrical company, whatever the fuck, said they'd get it restored between 6 and 10 hours, and they're calling the outage exceptional and totally extraordinary, guys. Right there, exceptional and totally like a phenomenon. Get it? They're I don't like what they're doing, guys.
Well, I guess what we're wondering. Okay, it could have happened from the sun. If it did happen from the sun,
it's going to happen again.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen again. But what did it take down to do that? The sun, because they're getting it back up pretty quick. So it obviously wasn't an EMP that fried all the wires, right? It was a frequency, you know. Yeah, that's what I'd want to know.
It's aliens.
But we'll never know.
I don't know. And the thing is just not even 4 weeks ago, they were reporting that Europe was being told to prepare for 3 days in case something was to happen. They got everybody thinking, oh, it's possibly war, you know. And why would they be doing that? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Vicky, I was thinking the same thing. 10 Days of Darkness. You know, I think everybody up here thought of that when we were reading it. 10 Days of Darkness, but they're bringing it up really quick. Their power's already coming back up, so you're looking at maybe a 24-hour event.
Well, and then not only that, okay, you know how they always got to tell us what they're doing. Well, I haven't seen anything up here in the Pacific Northwest, so riddle me this. Why are they warning people about the Cascadia popping off here really soon down in Texas? Wonder why.
Hey, everyone. Today we're diving into the most terrifying natural threats lurking beneath the surface of the Pacific Northwest, the Cascadia subduction zone. This 700-mile fault line stretches from Northern California all the way up to Vancouver Island, and it's overdue for a massive earthquake. Imagine this, a powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 8.0 or higher, striking out of nowhere. Historically, these earthquakes happen every 400 to 600 years, and the last one was in 1700. We're now well within the danger zone. But what does that really mean First off, land subsidence. Within just 30 minutes of the quake, coastal land could sink up to 6.5 feet. That's right. And entire communities could be drastically lowered, becoming more vulnerable to flooding. Let's break down the impact. The coastal floodplain, that's the area with a 1% annual flood chance, could expand from 35 square miles to a staggering 116 square miles. In a blink, thousands more residents, structures, and miles of roadways would be at risk. Think about this. 14,350 additional residents, 22,500 structures, and 777 miles of roadways suddenly within the floodplain. And here's where it gets even scarier. If you factor in rising sea levels, which the IPCC estimates could reach up to 3 feet by 2100, the flood exposure could triple. By the end of the century, the floodplain could expand by up to 142 square miles. The impact isn't just residential. Critical infrastructure would be devastated. We're talking about airports, schools, hospitals, police stations, wastewater treatment plants, and electric substations, all being at risk. And let's not forget the ecological damage. Farmland could suffer from saltwater contamination, and coastal estuaries, wetlands, dunes, and beaches could be severely damaged, exacerbating flooding further. But this isn't just a local issue. The Cascadia subduction zone is just one of 28 active subduction zones worldwide. The findings from studying this area could help inform hazard assessments and flood mitigation strategies globally. It's a chilling reminder of the power of nature and the urgency of being prepared. As science enthusiasts, it's our responsibility to stay informed and advocate for readiness in the face of such looming threats. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, knowledge is...
Yeah, see, I think people are focused on the Cascadia and San Andreas and whatnot. I think it's the New Madrid you got to worry about.
Well, you've got the sun, though. Hey, Steph, there you are. The sun, we know, plays an impact, with the earthquakes. I mean, even Dutch Sense confirmed that with me years ago, you guys, and I shared that post. Okay, so there's just this particular solar cycle, even though we're at the very end of it, it's very volatile, very active, and we don't know what's going to happen. And if we're getting these things happening on the daylight side, which of course it would be hitting the daylight side, and we just happen to be on the daylight side when something gets thrown off it,
we're all gonna die.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that per se, but there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen, and I don't know if
Well,
I've got my toilet paper. I'm good.
Isn't even the people that are watching this every day are kind of freaking out over what's going on?
Yeah, there's a dude, me and Pooty like watching Stefan Burns, and he's been showing some weird stuff. Now, he said we probably peaked out maximum, but we got another couple of years till it's really phases down. So that's this year.
Oh, shit,
yeah, that's what he said, till it phases down, till it starts really decreasing.
Oh, because I thought it was.
Because I mean, the cycle's over 11 years, so it don't happen overnight.
Yes, yeah. But from what my understanding is, that we're at the
July, August.
Yeah, we're really coming to the end of this solar cycle, and then solar cycle 26 will, kick up. But another reason why I think it's kind of BS is because I was scrolling through the old TikToks, because you know me, I like my Tiki, and this lady came out and said, "Oh no," and she's the one that's
say that again.
Oh no, she's the one that jumps like she remote views shit. Okay, yeah. She says she's been in dumbs and stuff. But anyhow, she's explaining what her theory is on this great blackout.
I remote viewed the current blackout event that is happening in Spain. And here's what's going on. This was a planned event. This was an organized attack. And specifically, it was an organized attack from the elites, the shadow government, the deep state, whatever you want to call them. So my biggest question is why? Why are they doing this? Spain was the target. Actually, we're very confused why Portugal was hit as well. Spain was the target. And the reason why they did this is because they are testing to see how the public would respond in a populated area to an electrical blackout event. This is something I predicted a month or two ago. They are going to start rolling out these blackouts all across the world. If you think that that's not going to happen to you, please think again. It's time to get prepared. If you want to know more about specifically.
Okay, so my point with this lady is that I don't necessarily buy into her to her thing, you guys. I feel like she was planted here a long time ago to make us think in a different direction. And when she's saying that it's planned by the elites, and it just like jumping out in front of that story, you know, because last night I was talking with these guys and they called it an atmospheric phenomenon.
She's a just a
Pogo.
AI Pogo, whatever you call it.
So I'm sorry.
No.
AB, you said in chat that the weather's been real different in the South, and I was just curious.
Everybody, I think Sissy K, there's a bunch of people in there talking about it. We've had
Illinois.
wind. We don't normally get like winds like I dealt with when I was in Oklahoma, like everyday blowing winds, not like strong, but a good wind. And there's some days it's gusty, and that has not been normal. And they've been back to spraying here again.
Well, the winter was a little colder, a little longer than I usually has been for me here too. I don't know about anybody else.
Oh yeah, I mean we had some cold days, but
like early, it warms up early, and it just didn't. It was just like couldn't get rid of the cold this year, and we had that great big snow for a little while. So yeah, I was just wondering which ways it was different for you.
I'm sure the chat will agree with me. The other day it was nice, it was 74 degrees. And I'm out here doing stuff at the house in the yard, and the sun felt like a damn magnifying glass. It was so hot on the skin. And not a hot day, but that sun is definitely a lot warmer.
That's how it feels here in Arizona. I mean, we get the sun, you know, and it's freaking hot, but the sun feels different.
Yes.
It completely feels different. It burns.
I grew up. The shields are weak. They say that. So
I grew up here, and I didn't buy sunscreen. My mom didn't buy me sunscreen. We never wore sunscreen out here. But yeah, it's definitely hitting hotter.
Well, and, you know, I was just thinking too that these earthquakes, you know, we don't need the sun to necessarily pop one off. We really don't, because we've got our government that's been busy, very busy listening.
You ever heard me say you're going to drink truth from a fire hose? This is that moment. Redacted just dropped an interview with Eric Hecker. He is a whistleblower, worked for Raytheon, stationed in Antarctica. And everything you've ever heard about Antarctica, this dude just went. You ever heard me say you're going to drink truth from a fire hose? This is that moment. Redacted just dropped an interview with Eric Hecker. He is a whistleblower who worked for Raytheon, stationed in Antarctica. And everything you've ever heard about Antarctica, this dude just went all the way. He testified to Congress. He says the military-industrial complex is upset with him, has been hitting him with DEW, so he says, fuck you, I'm dropping it all. Directed energy weapons capable of earthquake induction, moving storms, like North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
He says directly, the 2011 earthquake in Christchurch, New Zealand was caused by them, and it can be confirmed through the leaked Hillary Clinton emails because that body count is absurd, right? Dude, put thoughts into your head. Levels of technology that would appear to be pure magic to you. And all of us, like, you cannot grasp. You have to go listen to this. It's on YouTube, redacted. Just search that. He just dropped it. He also on Rumble. It covers all of it and says he indicates the massive military base underneath the Denver International Airport. He covers all the bases and the things they are doing to us. However conspiracy minded you are, and however paranoid, and whatever you think the government is doing to us, there is some entity embedded within the government, and it is doing things way worse and far beyond your wildest fucking dreams of how horrible these crooked sons of bitches can be to us. Like he puts and ties together the unexplainable mass compliance during Corona is some part of this weapon. And he describes everything all about it. The infrastructure, what it looks like, how it operates. It goes full fucking Star Trek. He says this is also functioning as an interstellar traffic control system, monitoring the neutrinos released from the engines of interstellar ships. It also can positively charge these neutrinos, and that is how they are moving storms and doing all the other wild shit. Ew, people. Like, all the wildest shit you've ever heard about Antarctica, this dude just lays it out and then just gives you the details to it. Like, the Great Awakening is upon us, and it is far more than just the corruption and the money they've been hiding, but what they've been doing with our stolen money. Exploiting us, testing weapons on us. He says this is worldwide, and he even would indicate to you that he says that we are using these weapons worldwide against an adversary, indicating that it might not have even been our own government who steered that hurricane into North Carolina, that this is an active thing going on back and forth. Even indicates like how Joe Biden said that Turkey would be hit with something or an earthquake if they didn't comply to what he was asking. And lo and behold, they had that huge earthquake induction. Holy shit, people. Like, fucking, we're learning some shit. Prepare yourselves. Go watch that, and good luck to you.
So Jason has a comment here. He said, do the math on the energy requirements to create and maintain a hurricane. Now, I've been thinking about this, and this is just my theory because I live out by a lot of data centers, and I'm beginning to wonder if the data centers are not just the data centers. Maybe they're power batteries for these, shiny beamy things, okay? Because they're popping up all over, and Microsoft's behind a lot of them.
They are here, too. They're here.
Why did they need, I understand they think they need all these data centers for all this data, but is it just a data center? Is it a gigantic freaking battery? And they hook them all up, and that's how they're doing these shiny beamy things, and I don't know. It's just
wow, you're getting real deep tonight.
Well, things are just not adding up. Like when yesterday we had this whole conversation about the atmospheric phenomenon, I could explain that one away. I explained it last night. I even typed it in Grok. I was talking with these guys in the back. And then today you go and change the story on me? I could still explain away why it could possibly be the sun.
I wish it'd hurry up and happen here. I'm tired of hearing it happen in small countries, and hurry up and shut it down here. It's a switch.
Things are getting just anyhow. So that's where we're at with the blackout, you guys. I think we're due next. And I think we're due next.
In 2 weeks.
Well, I don't know about 2 weeks, but let's flip over to Hit Gal just so I can calm down for a minute.
And now for your Middle East News Report with Hit Gal.
love that opener. Craig, you did such a good job on that. We miss you, bro.
He did.
Hurry back.
He did a good job. He did a good job. Okay, this graph right here, this shows, yeah, that's better. This graph shows that the Jews that made the Passover pilgrimage to the Temple Mount. Now this, even though they have limited days and hours which they can go there, I mean this wasn't just people local. There were people from a lot more people from around the world, or Jews, that came and did that. And you can see how it's been rising. That the 157.85 is this year, and that's the highest one. And that's quite a big, you can see how much it's been rising. And that's a sign that they're really expecting and really praying and asking for the Messiah to come back. And that's kind of interesting because, you know, it's not easy to go there, and it's kind of dangerous now if you think about it. Of all the times I would go, I wouldn't go now because of all the tensions. But yet they're going, so they've got a lot of faith to do that. I don't know if you've heard, and it's been very, very to get anything at all about the fact that there was an attack on Netanyahu's vehicle, on his
Heard a little bit about that today.
Just read today?
Yeah.
Ooh, fill us in on the tea.
Well, that's what even the Israelis over there are like, this is really weird because not a lot is being said about it. And it's like it's being kept really, really hush-hush. They say he's not hurt, but yet why are you not hearing a lot about it? Why is it not being shown? Why is more about the attack on his procession being shown in all the other cars? They just said that there was an attack and that he's okay. And if you think about it, for something to happen to his vehicles, that's kind of a big thing, because normally they're, you know, I mean, just think, I mean, if something happened to Trump's vehicles, I mean, that'd be a pretty big thing, because they're usually so well watched. But they're not saying a whole lot about it. And you would think that would be news all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't hear
And
nothing
so
about Benny getting, you know.
Yeah, I heard something about it. I think Pootie may have posted something up earlier.
What do you know,
yeah,
Pooters? Oh, I muted him. Pooters, what do you know?
She muted you, Pootie.
Sorry, he was making a sandwich.
He is right now.
Pootie, where are you?
That kind of rhymes. You mute the poot.
You mute the poot.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you muted the poot. Now Poot's making a sandwich.
Yeah, Mary Freeland said she didn't hear about that either. Yeah, wow. Well,
yeah, that's really strange.
They want to take him out, though. Somebody wants to. Maybe it's what if it is supposedly revenge because, you know, what that one person said about, you know, that, you know.
Everybody's got phones and cameras. So are they not letting it out of Israel, or
Oh, Krista Grass! Oh my God.
are they?
I'm dropping the link for Krista. Nobody else touched it. Nobody else touched it.
Yeah, there's just all there is two pictures.
Oh, it was.
And
yeah.
it's not. real descriptive. That's weird that they're keeping it so quiet and
But they
so
also,
on the down low.
and they said he's okay, so they must not have got his car. Oh, Virginia, I didn't see you out there, girls. Sorry.
It
Whoa.
says Netanyahu's office says the PM has not been wounded. That's all it says. So I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
you
very
would think
vague.
that there would be. Yeah, it's really odd, and of course he said the other day in his speech, he said the bow is about to be broken. Um, so
Netanyahu said that?
yeah, he
Okay.
was talking about the bow of Elam is what they all think.
Well, they think, they assume.
Well, I mean, what else could he mean? Because that's what's in the Bible, and that's where I've shown that picture
Yeah.
where it shows all of Iran's nuclear things are right there by that mountain. So you just think, wow, he said that, and then this happened, and of course we know tensions are rising, and that you know, there's also going to be this meeting. And it's going to be in New York. The UN scheduled a high-level conference on the two-state. Yeah, right, Mary. Well, it could have been Netanyahu's double. Who knows? The
On the
UN has scheduled. Huh?
on the two-state deal over Palestine and
Yeah.
Israel.
Yes, the UN scheduled a high-level conference on the two-state solution. That's June 2nd through 4th. That's going to be in New York. Isn't that interesting? And they want to obtain recognition of Palestinian state, and that'll allow them to circumvent the Oslo Accords and everything. So, that's coming up. And I mean, when you think about it, that's not that far because we're almost at the beginning of May, so that's like a month,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And a lot can
So,
happen in a month.
And Vicky doesn't think BB's the real BB, and I don't think it is either.
I've thought he doesn't look quite the same for a while, and so do many of them too. I, who knows? But I mean, the things he's saying, the buttons he's pushing, you know, and Trump says you won't drag us in, but yet Trump says we'll back you if they fire back at you. So, I mean, that kind of means that, I mean, you don't think they're going to fire back, you know? Um, I would.
Oh yeah.
I like
So, I
what
mean,
Bro said,
go
or
ahead.
said, God said not to divide his land, and Jason said here, God has his law, and a two-state solution ain't part of it.
No, and so that could be sticky there. I mean, whether Netanyahu is not really the greatest guy or not, that, and is that really God's land? There's some stuff that shows that maybe it's not. Maybe it was elsewhere.
I think
When
it's in the.
Abraham.
I think it's in the Grand Canyon.
Well, when Abraham sat down, he said, this is your land. Look between the two rivers. And of course, that's not there, and who knows? Because before Noah, there wasn't water here. It was all a land mass, so I don't know. Uh, Sometimes you just got to say, hey, God, we're just going to pray that you do this right, that everything's done right, and that this goes the way it's supposed to, and pray for wisdom from our leaders, or maybe wisdom from all those in control, because it's not always our leaders, because let's face it, God's land is in Arizona. Oh no, he said. No,
Come
I
on,
thought I'd
Jason.
share you a cute story that kind of tells about life about when Kenzie was fishing. I never thought about it the other day. When she was fishing, she pulled that fish up. She'd been digging in the dirt trying to get worms because she was tired of walking around and coming over to get to the worm pile. So she's digging, and she pulled up a worm in her hand and she said, "Look at my little friend." She says, "This is my friend, people. Look at my friend." And she's carrying this worm around, playing with it. And then all of a sudden, she looked over there and picked up her pole and she said, "Sorry, friend, I got to. You have to go. I need a fish. I got to fish." Put that worm on the hook and cast out there. She's 4, so But I don't know if you want to be her friend or not, because when the shit hits the fan, you might have to go.
Oh, how cute.
That's kind of life. That's kind of, if you look at it, like the Jews at Passover, they raised a lamb in their home, and the lamb that they raised was the one that they sacrificed. And that's supposed to be a picture of the sacrifice, And so here she had this little friend that she played and everything, and then when time came to sacrifice it to get food, she sacrificed it,
No. I'm sorry, my little friend.
Circle of life. Circle of life. Hi, Krista.
Krista.
Hello. How's everybody tonight?
Good.
Oh.
Just wrapping up with Hickel, talking about the Middle East. You know anything? You got any word on Middle East? He
So,
walked away to make a sandwich.
everybody out there in chat, welcome Krista Crafts.
Oh, big deal. Don't make a
No,
big deal
you've been
about it.
missed. No, there's so many people out here wonder where you went, how
I
you
died.
doing okay?
I died.
Well, that's what I told them.
That you were on a sabbatical.
I told them you died. I just told Chat you passed away, and it was horrible. It was a horrible
I'm not
death.
quite dead yet, but close. Yeah. So
Krista, I gotta say something to you.
Go ahead.
Before I used to be up here, my husband and I would listen to the show, and we always loved your wisdom and your quick comebacks.
Oh.
According to Jerry, I'm the sarcasm queen. You must know that.
That's funny.
Welcome back. Bruce says, "Love you."
That was a good one, Jerry.
Yes, Jason, I did. I got totally blitzed. Anyway.
Yeah, so your guy lost last night in Canada, huh? Your lefty won.
So it's a weird thing because they're still counting over 1 million ballots that were the mail-in early voting ballots.
Oh, really?
And yet, the other weird thing is I don't know if you guys remember when Trump lost, they already called Joe Biden as the winner before Joe Biden won. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the ticker tape at the bottom indicated that he was the winner. They did the exact same thing with our guy, and the numbers didn't support it at the time, so we all wondered what the hell. And then the numbers just kept getting weird, like they just went up, down, up, down, up, down, and that's normally not the way. Yeah.
Yeah, Pooty was watching it. He was all into it, like you were. I told him that you were probably having a heart attack, but with what was happening.
No.
But,
And Krista, Virginia, and
I got mine.
she's very curious on the thoughts on the Canadian election. Some are furious and some are stoked, she said.
So Canada is very divided at this point in time. What happened? I don't know if he meant to, but Trump made the 51st state comment, while Justin Trudeau, best prime minister
welcome to
ever,
America. Welcome to America, Krista.
best prime minister ever, came, was still in charge. So he resigned. This guy named Carney, who is not actually a Canadian, and
really?
is under investigation by the United States of America for shenanigans in regards to finances to his huge multi-billion-dollar company. He's very close to Brookside, is almost the same as BlackRock, and that's who he is. He's very connected to China. Sorry?
So AB, trust the plan.
Yeah, AB, trust the plan. That'll get his temperature up. Anyway,
Yeah.
So fast forward, he's connected to China. He was in the UK. They absolutely bloody hate him because of the harm he did there financially with his company. And fast forward, and suddenly he's the crowned king of Canada. Nobody saw it coming, and nobody voted for him. So he's the prime minister. Then they call an election. Shenanigans start to happen. And of course, the smear campaign starts to happen. And we lost. The good guys lost. So it would be like you
the
got
same thing
Biden.
happened here in 2020.
Yes, exactly the same thing, which
Right.
is what's got everybody in such an uproar, because then the popular vote went to the other guy. He got the people. And so now what you have is the western part of Canada is all blue, and the eastern part of Canada is mostly red, but a lot of blue as well. And there's a province called Alberta, which is where all the oil is, the tar sands, or the oil sands as you call them, who has now gone forward with a referendum to separate from Canada.
And cool. Well, and Alberta also had not just the tar sands; they also have other minerals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got the precious minerals, which is what Trump wanted, right? He was joking. I don't know if he was joking. He was trolling.
Well, it seems like everybody is talking about minerals and this and that, and
Alberta is not red. Alberta is blue. There's a small portion of Edmonton that is red, but Alberta is not red. Alberta is blue. Anyway, the separation issue would have been a big deal, except that the Danielle Smith, who is the head honcho in Alberta right now, has changed the regulations to allow the referendum to come forward. They have 192,268 signatures. They only needed, I think, 140. And these are Albertans who have now signed for the referendum for separation. And it looks like, it's going to happen. If Alberta goes, then that means that British Columbia, which is now you're looking Seattle area, will also go with it, probably, because it won't have much choice. And then there's also Saskatchewan, which is going to go, and that's where all of the wheat, the cattle, Alberta has that too, but Saskatchewan is quite kind of like the
agriculture.
The agricultural aspect of the farming and things like that. So then you got 3 provinces who are leaving Canada. They will stand on their own. Those are actually the provinces that originally, way back when Canada was formed, was called Buffalo. So it would be like the state of Buffalo. And Quebec, which is on the East Coast, that's where they only speak French. They don't consider themselves Canadians. They've been talking separation for years, but they have no resources. They have nothing to bring to the table. So they've just been milking the holy cow of Canada, which is the West. And so that's where we're at. He's already said that we're going to go to net zero, that electric cars are the only way to go. We're not allowed to have gas vehicles. Gas is going up. He's increasing our taxes, which we're taxed already at 45%. He's increasing our taxes again. And people
y'all
are
are
just
screwed right now. The tariffs are hitting you hard.
Well, we were hit hard during COVID, right?
Yeah,
And we were hit
never
with
recovered.
the mandates, and many businesses went under. And now it's almost like we never recovered from that. So we get slapped again. But I posted in one of the groups that I belong to, where we talk about Canadian issues, that this is an abusive relationship and has been for many years. And it's time to pretend that we don't have black eyes and ask for a divorce. I believe that Canadians don't understand what is really going on in the East with the West. There's a disconnect there. And so there's a lot of hurt feelings. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of confusion and frustration. And I think an awful lot, I don't know about the majority of it, but an awful lot of people on the western side of the continent wish to just say, we want a divorce. Thank you. We've had enough. You know, we're not playing this game anymore, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, well, they're still playing. They're playing the same playbook. So if they go by the same playbook, you all on the West and the East, Canada in general, all have to go through an awakening. They gotta.
I think because of the Freedom Convoy, Canada changed. When those truckers drove from the West Coast to the East Coast to protest peacefully in Ottawa, which is the center of the universe as far as Ontario goes, that's on the East Coast. And when they went there and Trudeau did what he did, and he hit what he did was financially he hit the truckers. He started taking their livelihood away from them by freezing their bank accounts. Anyone who donated towards the Freedom Convoy also had their bank accounts hit, like us. We did too. And so then people couldn't access their money. That's one thing. We still have two trials that are Tamara Leash and Chris, I forget his name now, who are looking at a mischief charge, who have been still fighting this financially, and are looking at actual jail time. Chris Barber, that's the one, is a trucker, and he has a truck called Big Red, and they have said that they're coming to confiscate Big Red, which means that he loses his livelihood, and that's still ongoing. So
Wow.
there's an awful lot of hurt and open wounds in Canada that have never healed because of the 10 years of the Trudeau era. He's bankrupted us. He's sold us out to China. He's made an embarrassment of us on the world stage. And going back to the Americans, what happened with Trump when he came in this time is he had 3 asks. Okay, 3. Pay NATO, because we don't want to secure your borders anymore for free, and you're 5 years in arrears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clean up your fentanyl labs and drug labs, because we have massive fentanyl labs we're talking super labs, like massive labs in Canada that are producing fentanyl. Huge labs.
Yeah, like
and
pharmacy labs.
They're run by the Chinese, and they're funded by China. And then that's your drugs, that's your fentanyl and other drugs coming across the border. So stop that. And secure your border itself. So stop the drugs, pay up your bills, and secure your border. And instead of doing those 3... No, he's not, actually. It would make sense that Canada would stand on her own 2 feet. And instead of saying to Trump, okay, We'll do our best. Give us a little bit of time. Let's work on this thing first, if that's okay. Ease up on our tariffs, and we're doing something. No, they said, fuck you, America. And now all of a sudden, the Americans are our enemy. And that's not how Canadians feel. It's not how Canadians
And we give Canada $250 billion a year. 50-something billion.
Well, it goes back and forth though, Putty, because California takes Canada's water and doesn't pay its tariff on that. So, like it does go back and forth.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
true.
can
That is
get
true.
into the mud about it, and you can get nitpicky about this and that. But at the end of the day, Trump asked for 3 things, and instead of doing what they should have done, the liberals in charge said, fuck you, now you're the enemy and we're going to fight you. And they've gone to China. That's what they've done.
So basically what you're saying, Krista, is, in so many words, it's all Trump's fault.
It is whether he intended it to be, but the comment of the 51st state burned an awful lot of respect for Americans from Canadians. That burned a lot.
Yep.
We don't want to be Americans. We want to be Canadians.
And I heard
Nothing against our neighbors.
We don't want to be Canadian Americans. We're not. That's
we've
not
been
happening.
neighbors for years, but there's a difference, culturally and
You're still Americans. You're North Americans.
Well, America's there's South America, North
Might as well
America.
be it'll be so much better if you're 51st state. I promise.
That's
It'll
right.
be so much better.
Yeah.
You can have these things to go
pew,
bad.
pew.
Yeah.
Your taxes will go down.
I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but it is not looking good. People are already doing runs at the grocery stores and at the gas stations because of fear. And what has happened is, I don't know if you remember when Biden was in, it was not too long ago that people were afraid. They were scared. Carney is saying that podcasters are going to be shut down. They're not allowed to speak if it goes against the government. Our TV channels are all.
So you're going to become Britain.
He's coming
he's
right
gonna
after your freedom
He's
of
going to
speech.
do to Canada what he did to Britain, to the UK.
Yeah.
And that's what people are afraid of. So the whole campaign from the Liberal side was fear porn and anger. The whole campaign from the Conservative side was hope and change. And Canada forgot the last 10 years of misery because Trump opened his mouth and said this thing about the 51st state and asked for 3 things as far as tariffs go. And it was just a perfect storm. The timing was just perfect. So here we are. And now we are absolutely wounded and torn in half. And people are afraid.
Because you are going to go bankrupt.
Can I ask you something?
Absolutely.
Okay, if this was set up, kind of stolen, could it be that maybe they wanted to make sure that Canada was so miserable that it looked more good to want to be a part of America? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Make you
I think
so miserable.
No, I don't
Okay.
agree with that at all. It's a really good question, and actually one that I've asked myself. There's theories that Pierre Poilievre, who was it would be your Republicans.
He lost his seat.
He lost his seat, but he's going to get somebody else is going to sacrifice their seat and give it, and there's going to be a second vote, and he'll get a seat. The New Democrat Party, we have 3 parties. Well, actually 4, 5, 6. Anyway, the New Democrat Party, which is really communism, lost in order to have in order to have standing and be able to go into Parliament and have a say in a vote, you have to have 12 seats. They only had 7. But what Carney has done in order is given an exemption to the New Democratic Party, which then the deal is he takes those 7 seats, which then brings him up to 172, which is a majority. That's what's happened.
Okay.
And
All right.
and as far as joining the U.S., whether it was intentional or not, I don't think Canadians really care at this point. We are going to end up in separation, and that's the pain of it.
One way
That's
or
the
the
end
other.
result. Yeah, that's the end result. Whether we become the 51st state and join America, or whether we stand on our own as Buffalo, as the state of Buffalo, that remains to be seen. But it's not going to. Canada is now broken, and that's what China wanted.
Oh boy, we're next.
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta change my headset.
Sorry, AB.
About time.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Oh,
He's
AB's
got to change his headset. He'll be right back.
Yeah, so it's a tough one because, I mean, it's not as I'm making it very simple, right? It's not that simplistic. It's very complicated. And it's going to take some time. I don't think there's going to be any healing overnight. I think that going back to the convoy, the Freedom Convoy, where the truckers did what they did, Canada changed then. We, as Canadians, we don't take a stand like that unless we're miserable and we're pushed into a corner and we have no other option, right? Canadians by far are gentle folk. So for that to happen, it means that it had to be bad. And we never healed from that. We never got back from that. It still continued on. And I mean, even me speaking on here tonight, I'm nervous. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, and when AB set that trucker thing up in Canada and received all that money on his chicken account,
his chicken account.
That's
Chicken
really where, that's really where that was kind of an awakening. It brought the people out and showed what the government's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It woke.
So, a lot of people up, but you're going to have to wake everybody up even more.
No, because it's too late. The East Coast, which is the East Coast, just like your East Coast, it's right next door. That area is so woke, and they have like gay pride and free Palestine and all these other things. Everything woke is on that side of the world, 100%. And so then it's too late to change that. These people are very much, they only watch mainstream media. They only look at they only eat what they've been fed, basically. So they're not getting around it kind of. They're just being fed junk all the time and fear, and they feel very entitled. Let's put it that way. I don't know how to explain it, but they're different. It's too late for them. Do you remember at one point we said, it's going to be too late to wake people up and you just have to let them go? That's what the East Coast is. That's what the East Coast, you can't help them anymore.
And that happened for me a long time ago.
Yeah, they're walking zombies, basically. They're living in a bubble. So, but yeah, it's a tough time for this country. There's an awful lot of tears, an awful lot of sadness. Yeah, it's tough.
Well, I don't think it's over yet, Krista. Personally, AB will say differently. I don't think it's over. I think things are going to change, and it's going to be for the better. And
well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And
sorry about your luck. Canada's gone.
Yeah,
the minute you give up your rights to bear arms, you're gone.
We're at a point where we actually have Chinese military bases in Canada. That was through Trudeau, and he sold our gold to the Chinese. That was Trudeau. And now Mark Carney comes in, and he's just
Finish
going to
the
be
deal.
killing blow. Yeah, he's going to be the killing blow. Yeah.
Stephanie Joe Roundtree in chat wants to know, what about Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia, oh, man, it's beautiful there. Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotian people are just so nice.
Oh, they're so sweet. It's just
They
such
are.
a beautiful part of this country. I
I
don't
watched a
know.
YouTube video of a couple people. They live in Nova Scotia.
It's beautiful. And Nova Scotia reached out to Americans an awful lot when things happened in the United States and people needed help. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know. I just know that the West, from Saskatchewan to Alberta to British Columbia, is pretty much blue, and they want a divorce. So I think it's going to happen, and if it does, it's going to happen within 3 years. So not slow.
Yeah, I think everything's going to happen quick.
Yeah. They've had
When
this
happens.
referendum in the works now since the Freedom Convoy. That's when it started. The lawyers got together then, and they were just waiting to hit the trigger. That's all they were waiting for, and this was the impetus for them to do it. They've got the numbers. Once they have the numbers, then they're going to. Ottawa has no choice but accept the offer, and then negotiations take place, and Canada splits in two.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
As the world turns, tune in, and we're going to watch what happens to Canada.
Yeah, I think also that what happens here is going to happen to Australia is the other thing, because that's the way it worked the last time. Remember, first we were hit, and then Australia was hit, and then you guys were hit, but in a different way. And I think that this is going to have massive repercussions beyond this country. So.
Oh yeah, it's the world. That's what we've said from the beginning. This is the whole world.
Oh yeah, I think what makes me the most sad is that there are so many Canadians on the eastern side in particular who have suddenly decided that Americans are the enemy. And how many years have we been, big brother, little brother, and now all of a sudden the family's split?
But we're not scared.
No, I don't think anybody's scared. I just think it's
I think
sad.
Canadians are scared.
Of Americans?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you got the guns.
Oh, we kick your ass, plain and simple.
Well, the thing is, why would you poke somebody with a stick when they've got a gun? Like, I don't get it.
That's true. That's true.
And that's what's happened. It's so stupid.
Well, I think I got China behind them.
I don't know.
There's no thinking. They do.
The government does.
Well, I know it.
People don't feel that way.
And the people are already trained to be okay with communism because it's a soft form of that in Canada right now, and Australia and UK.
Yep, big time.
China's going broke.
It's incredibly sad. I just, not to say that Pierre Poilievre with the Conservatives or your Republicans would have been the savior of this country, because he would have inherited a big shit pile. And just like with Trump, it takes a while to clean up the shit, right? And I don't know. Like, people are saying he's not good. I don't know. I just know that.
What was the deal about him bad mouthing? Said he was 30 points ahead until he started bad mouthing Trump, and then he fell behind.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think that there are people who are not. It's like the auto pen people, right? It's like your auto pen people who are sort of actually running the show. And I think there are auto pen people in the ears of these politicians, all sides, and depends on whether they go with it or whether they don't. And he made mistakes, and that was one of them.
Depends on whether they go with the status quo and, just take your share and shut up and
Yeah. Well,
just live a senator's life.
I voted for Pierre
Well,
because he's better than the assholes that were in charge.
Right.
So, but
It's going back to, here's the thing that Trump's got is he already he knew how this worked, but back in 2000 when he first ran his first term,
Mhm.
and he learned a lot,
Mhm.
and then he got a break, and now he's
Well,
coming
not much
back
of a
with
break. My God, they were
vengeance.
after him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Now he's coming after him with vengeance and
Gee,
wants to expose everything. Whether he can or can't, I don't know.
What are you gonna say,
but
Pootie?
did you hear what he said tonight?
Pootie or
He
who?
said, but Trump.
No, what did
He
he say?
said this is his third term. He said, but we won't talk about my second one because it wasn't that good.
Oh, he actually said that, huh?
Yeah, he said it.
he's different. He's not the same man he was the first time around. He's
No,
different.
Oh,
I think that
he's
bullet
out for blood.
changed him.
no.
Yeah, he's out for blood now.
Mm.
That's what
I
they're
think
doing. They're
he's
cutting off all their money, and they're going to be, as soon as their money runs out, they're going to be hurting because Trump done cut it all, and Doge done cut all their money off.
all you have to do
That's
is
why.
watch mainstream news to see the panic.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're just. I
He's the
mean,
worst president in the first 100 days there ever been. You ever seen mainstream?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But if
And
they were
there's no
saying anything different, it wouldn't be very comforting either. If they were loving them, then we'd all be like, "What's going on? What happened?"
Yeah.
NBC News. I really don't want to talk to you. You're very dishonest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
love
mean,
it.
look, y'all know I give him hell. I don't give him. I actually don't give him. He's. I think he's good, trying to do good. But my point is everybody around, a huge majority still right now with this term is compromised, and it's even worse. The Supreme Court has showed their hand and how compromised they are.
That's deep.
Yeah, that
Did you
worries
say? Did you say what they asked Caroline Levitt the other day
No, what
about
they
that? They asked her, said they arrested all these judges. Said, how far are you willing to go with these arrests? She said, if they're breaking law, they will be arrested. And he asked them about the Supreme Court. He said, are you willing to go all the way to the Supreme Court? She said, if they're breaking law, they will be arrested.
They've already broke the law.
Oh, multiple times.
And hold on. All these judges. Yeah, they're wording this like there's been 50 of them when there's probably been less than 5. Two. And they're little bitty judges. I mean,
nope.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to sound negative. I get accused of being negative Nelly by some person. I'm not saying her name, Krista. But I just bring out the facts. And, you're not going to get no redacted Epstein files. That's never going to happen. It's already been noted national security. You're not going to get it.
I don't
already
know.
covered that up.
We may.
What did Anna Paulina say?
Pardon?
She said, Anna Paulina said Pam Bondi was given the authority by Trump, and she's not doing it. And so she says
that goes back
Bondi
to her ties to Florida.
Yep.
Sorry.
Just
Bondi
like
what?
Patel.
And you are a negative Nanny sometimes.
Well, hey, if you don't like negativity, the truth being negative, I'm sorry. I just bring this stuff out.
Hold on,
Who's truth? The trucker's truth?
No, the real truth. Pam Bondi was in Florida, helped give Epstein one of the sweet deals he had down there. She's compromised. Cash Patel, he's compromised too. Sorry. We're going to shut the FBI building down day one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to expose this. And ain't nobody's been arrested worth a shit. So they got all the goods. They've had the goods for several years, but nobody's doing shit.
Well, I don't
We
know.
got it all.
Is it because they can't?
Well, they
Who says
say
you can't?
the reason is because if you rush it and you do it wrong, you won't be able to criminally prosecute them. You forget
In the
to
meantime, you're running out of time.
one T, and then they get away with it. So that's what they say.
They're going to get away with it anyway.
I'm gonna go with.
But they knew.
I'm gonna
They,
be all right with AB on this one a little bit, but because look at another girl that was on the Epstein deal just committed
Virginia Dufresne.
suicide. Yeah, and then we got
Virginia
2 that are
Dufresne.
gone.
Yeah. Virginia
So
Dufresne did not
yeah.
kill.
But I'm up in the air with that
now,
situation.
now,
I'm gonna be
but
real.
hold on.
I'm 50-50. Is she gone or is she in witness protection?
But hold
No,
on.
she's gone.
Yeah,
She's
that's
gone.
what everybody in
Because
Australia
mainstream,
says.
I go with whatever mainstream is opposite of what they're saying. They're all said she committed suicide. It's all over social media. So I err on the opposite of these ass clowns. So I don't know.
But Cash
But
had,
see, but what I'm
Cash had
saying
8
is,
years. And
here's
he
what I'm
said day
saying.
one, even after 8 years. He knew what he was getting into when he said day one.
What's her
Here's what
name?
I'm.
Hash incident.
Yes, sitting up. Yeah, but
A
here's
what?
what I'm.
Say it again, Krista.
And hash.
And
Hash.
Hash.
And H. And okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is another thing that these 2 people probably. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't be, but had a chance if they released all that shit when they said they did. Those 2 people may be alive.
Maybe.
If they are dead, if it's truly dead, yeah.
If they're truly
I mean,
dead. Yeah, so that's where I get. I'm with you on that shit. You know, you
I
said you
started to
released
wake
it.
up when Isaac Cap, he started to
Yeah.
let
Well, where's he at?
He
Well,
dead.
he's dead.
Yeah,
That's
but
what happens.
you guys, you know, the Diddy trial is coming up here, and so we're gonna flip.
Oh, this is a segue.
Yeah, because Cola's got it, and I got something on it too because it sounds like where's her?
Well, hit her intro music. Let me mute my damn mic so I don't get in trouble.
Me
I'm
too.
trying to find it.
Because I'm gonna say,
Her little thingy.
that's gay, and I'm gonna get in trouble
Is
for
it
saying something was gay.
I'm dancing nude in my truck right now.
That wasn't me.
Okay, the sidebar.
He with Cola on Diddy. Okay.
Okay, this one you're about to play was about the lawsuit, not the trial. And I'm watching this one extra closely because they talk about the tunnels in this one, and I'm really afraid it's just gonna get discounted, because that's what this is. This is all the different names of people that were listed, and this is their response to that. So Gloria Estefan and a bunch of people basically all saying this is insane. This didn't happen. And I don't know. We don't know. It was a strange story with a lot of people, but yeah,
But
it's only
they're still in the lawsuit, right?
Yes, everybody but Jay-Z and Beyonce were removed from it, which is like kind of he also went for defamation on someone who had a lawsuit against him. So maybe it scared him. I don't know. But they kept all these names that are saying they weren't there. All these names are still in there except Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay, I'm gonna play this.
And doesn't even merit a report or response. A basic internet search shows what LeBron was doing all of April 2015. He was playing basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers and never in Miami. Gloria and Emilio Estefan's representative saying Gloria and Emilio Estefan strongly deny the allegations made. The property in question was never a home where Gloria and Emilio resided, but was rather a house they owned for family use. There were no parties thrown at the property between 2012 and 2019. We have all necessary documentation to support these facts and will provide it to the court. And the attorney for Brendan Paul, who's an alleged associate of Combs.
And remember this guy. This guy was DD, his mule, hauling all these,
Yeah, they caught him trying to get on a plane, right?
Yep, and he's the sugar booger.
He's not in trouble anymore. Yeah, he's
a defendant in this action. He's accused of obstruction, human trafficking. He also released a statement saying when the complaint was filed on April 1st, quote, "Is this an April Fool's Day joke? If someone seriously filed this lawsuit, the allegations against Brendan are 100% false and literally impossible to have occurred." Brendan was still in high school in Ohio at the time, having.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that because they caught him on the plane.
Mm-hmm. Well, you notice that Gloria Estefan, they said they really pulled back away from that house. It's not we don't even, it's not our main house because they're supposedly, I don't know why they don't just go ahead and prove it. If it's not true, there shouldn't be tunnels. Like just make it. That's what I think they should do. Just go ahead and. But I don't know who I would trust to say whether there were or weren't. But yeah, somebody in chat already said what this next one's got in it about. This is the newest information on the criminal case is that he's like gonna say you should just play this clip that you got because insane, not criminally insane, but like the drugs and all that.
Say that Diddy's mental capacity could not make it possible for him to commit these crimes, claiming that maybe drug or alcohol could have been at fault. Apparently, a couple of weeks ago, the prosecution offered Diddy a plea deal, which he turned down. We don't know the details of what that plea deal entailed, but he said he's not taking it. This is coming after they've added additional charges, like the second superseding indictment. You know that Cassie video where you see Diddy dragging her in a hotel from 2016? The judge says that it can be included after Diddy's defense team had been trying to have it not included. So according to People magazine, they said prosecutors recently filed a motion disputing any testimony that might show that Sean Diddy Combs didn't have, quote, the mental capacity to commit the crimes he's accused of because of the effects of drugs or alcohol. The motion filed on April 27th references apparent testimony from a psychiatrist on behalf of the defense and asked the judge to prevent his testimony during Combs' trial. As you know, Diddy is set to start trial on May 5th, where they'll start the jury selection. The actual trial will begin on May 12th. So the prosecutors in their filing said this: the notice testimony relates to the defendant's diminished capacity to form the mens rea required to commit the charged offenses. In other words, a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt. Mens rea literally translates to guilty mind and refers to the mental state of a defendant. To convict someone of a crime, prosecutors need to prove that a defendant committed the crime and had, quote, a guilty mind. So according to this report, though the testimony of psychiatrist Dr. Ellie Oon is redacted in the filing, prosecutors' arguments seem to hint that it suggests that Combs' mental capacity was affected by drugs and alcohol. Prosecutors object to Oon's testimony, citing a rule that states that if a defendant intends to introduce expert evidence relating to a mental disease or defect or any other mental condition of the defendant bearing on the issue of guilt, he must provide notice to the government. So they're saying that the filing claims that the defense, quote, disputed that Dr. Oon's proffered opinions implicated the rule in question. So we haven't covered every single detail that's been coming out from this case because there have been countless hearings, countless different rumors and reports, but there have been multiple additional charges that he's now pleaded not guilty to after his September arrest. Not only that, the prosecution in their defense even asked for a delay in starting the trial.
And they didn't give it to him. But yeah, that the head doctor person has never even personally seen Diddy. So it's another weird thing about it. Like that's what the prosecution said. We shouldn't listen to him. He didn't even he didn't even do a session with him. It's crazy.
You knew that the mental health thing was gonna. I knew that.
Oh yeah, you knew it was coming up.
Yeah, why didn't he pull that card though months ago, Jay?
I don't. Yeah,
no, that's like a drunk driver saying, "Okay, that kills somebody." He says, "I'm not responsible. It's alcohol."
I think his cockiness has changed. He went from wanting to hurry to then they wanted 2 months. So because they keep throwing more stuff at him, more superseding indictments, and he went from hurry this thing up to hold on, give us more time. So I feel like he's worried.
I mean, but I think we need to know, is this the federal case or
Yes.
is this the criminal case? Because this is the federal case.
I thought they were the same. The federal is the criminal. I was thought.
Well, no, you'll have actually the federal government coming after him with the case, and that should be all the trafficking and all the shit we heard about, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we don't know what they're going to be able to bring out in court. I mean, they'll bring out whatever the hell they have.
We got like 4 witnesses. One of them's Cassie, and the other ones are all ex-girlfriends except one used to work for him. So we know. I don't know how we're going to be able to keep up with this because they're not going to let.
Thank you, Sean. Hey, Sean.
They say you can go sit there. Public can come in. So, like, if anybody was interested enough, you could just go to. I'm not going, but I'm sure people will.
Oh, there's going to be a line. It's going to be like In-N-Out Burger when it first opens.
Well, I think what it'll be a lottery draw. People will show up, and because that's what they did with Ghislaine to get people, you know, that could be in that box, the sidebar box, to be able to report. Because I was watching a lady on, I don't know, I think it was Facebook, and she was covering the Jizz trial, you know, back in the day. And it's not just Diddy that, you know, that's going to get in trouble here. The Kardashians are getting dragged into this too, guys.
Well, we've seen what the Kardashians have been into.
Well, this is what this guy says, because he actually worked for Kardashian as a security guard. So this is what this guy, and he dropped this like 15 hours ago. He's on TikTok. He's called Secret Service Sam 3. And I've been subscribed to him for a while. So here's what he thinks.
Hello, Patriots. Well, first off, I want to thank all of my loyal followers. You are making my dream come true of one day being able to be a stand-up comedian. But for now, I have to reside as a Secret Service security agent, as I have been for the last 25 years. Today's tea on the Diddy is going to spill, and it ain't pretty, because it involves a celebrity who's some people's favorites, a family. And a lot of you people on here have been saying, Sam, why aren't you exposing the white celebrities? Well, get your popcorn ready, TikTok. Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians are up next. Big time reveal, and I can't say that I'm not excited about this one, because I did security detail for Kim K one time way back in the day. And she told me I smelled. She said my breath smelled. She said, did you shower? Are you clean? And I said, I shower twice a day, ma'am. In the ROTC, they made us shower twice a day. So how dare you call me dirty? And I respectfully retired from that job that day. And I vowed one day I would get even with the Kardashians. And here it is, folks. So first up, Kim K stopped following Diddy on Twitter a day before these allegations dropped. Thought you guys were best friends, Kim K. What are you hiding, Kim K, is my question. There's rumors swirling around TikTok that she potentially brought people to these parties. Sounds a little bit incriminating, Kim K. Not sure if you guys also saw the video of Khloe Kardashian. It was an episode from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I'm proud to say I've never watched one episode of that trash.
Me either.
And I never will. But on this episode, circulating right now on TikTok, Khloe says, hey, Courtney, tell us about Diddy's party you went to, his birthday party. She said, I didn't remember. Why didn't you remember? Maybe because you had baby oil all over your back that made you black out? Courtney goes on to say all of the girls ditched her, which is a very common story if you listen to most of the women who have been victims of the diddler. They were left in the studio by themselves with Courtney. Now, Courtney was left in there with Diddy, Kanye, which I'm cool with Kanye now, and I'll explain that later, and Corey. Corey is Diddy. Hello, Patriots. Well,
Yeah, I actually did see that, though. The clip he's talking about, she's just talking about it because the news wasn't out yet. You know, she's just kind of bragging that she was at this party and who was there and everything.
I've never watched the Kardashians. Now I kind of want to go and just find that episode to see what her
yeah,
and body reactions are. Because, like, why would they even bring that out on an episode? Are you trying to get out in front of it?
it's old. That's what they said this when P. Diddy wasn't in trouble, and now it's going viral because people are like, hey, look. Because back when they said it wasn't a big deal to be at his party. Now it's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knew back when they said it. At least that's what I thought was going on, because I saw it too. It's pretty
Jen,
nuts.
can you put me where you're at so
What?
she can be in the middle of me and Jay?
Hmm.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, the trial's coming up, you guys. It's just in a few days here. They're going to start jury selection, they said, on May 5th, and it's probably going to be going on for several weeks. So we're going to have Cola follow it, because I can't follow that in the sun shit. Okay? Yeah. So thanks, Cola, for
I love Navy Vet 103's comment. He said, found guilty or innocent either way, no one will ever think of baby oil the same way again.
Nope.
Oh,
What
no.
baby oil?
Well, they also always are saying there's no co-conspirators with him, and yet there's been other people named, so they're assuming that all those people are working with them against Diddy, which is a good assumption, you know. Otherwise, why aren't they getting in any trouble? They're just like rolling over. That's what people are saying.
Diddy is smart not to take no plea deal. That's if you
Clive Davis.
don't take a plea deal.
But then Sean Stryker's also mentioning that Ray J, Kim's ex, and you know, he just happened to be there the day
Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney Houston's death, and also Kim Porter's death. And
That's not good.
Yeah, so
Winky dink.
They say they might open up that Kim Porter case again, and I hope they do.
I hope they do too. But at this point, how much evidence can they really get off the? I mean, we don't know how well they embalmed her.
And then so there was the big deal with the Cassie tape. They kept trying to fight to get it out, and one of the reasons they were saying it was altered and all this, well, it came out that they were okay, we'll use the original. And then when they said, people that said they were there or whatever said that his face like dropped when he found out someone is going to be testifying that either took the video or filmed the video onto a phone or something. And I don't think Diddy expected that. So it's probably a friend or somebody whatever. It's probably damning, because they said his whole demeanor changed. Like, oh shit, you know?
Somebody trying to save their own ass.
Yeah,
well,
I guess.
He's trying to pull the mental health thing. Like I was expecting that months ago. It's like, wow, you were saving that for your ace in the hole, right? Because once you found out that shit's out there and you couldn't control it, Diddy.
Things keep changing. Lawyers keep quitting. All kinds of stuff is going on behind the scenes. Like, I can't hardly keep up, and I'm trying to, you know. It seemed like definitely people speculated that it was funny that someone quit, saying that it was a moral decision. This person's defended murderers and such. So it must be really bad for a lawyer to quit on him and say it's something moral, you know, like, I don't know. Like he's screwed. I hope it's true, but we just never know.
Who's doing the who's the prosecutors on it? Do you happen to know the
where and who?
Are the attorney generals, or who are the ones prosecuting? That's what I would like.
They said the government, so I don't know exactly who.
Yeah, the names. There's got to be names associated to that case, especially coming up now. If there's not, Diddy's fucked.
Good night, Jerry.
Because they should bring out everything, and that could be the day when they open the book.
Well, the 5th is what? When is the 5th?
About Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
Anything's possible. I don't know.
Maybe
No, that's his attorney. Is Mark Agnifilo is one of them. He's had so many lawyers.
Because they get into the case, because what happens is the feds get into them. They talk. The attorneys talk. This guy goes, oh shit.
Oh hell. Yeah.
He's fucked. See ya, dude. I can't do this, man. You know what
That's
I mean?
what it sure seems like. And they're
that's
like,
what we hope. That's what we hope is going on. We could only hope.
And so that jury selection starts on Monday. Wow. That's pretty insane. Well, thank you, Cola, for the update, and then on Sunday maybe you can give us. I bet you something's gonna drop between.
Whoa, we've been on almost 2 damn hours.
Oh, I know. Well, and I have one more thing I wanted to pop up because Guys, Pootie, Pootie, you're not making a sandwich, are you?
No.
Don't eat the poop.
I'm full screen because I want you to give our fellow pet lovers up there an update about the
that's
pet
right.
food.
Hey, Hawk.
And I've got this from
Yeah.
Pootie. Where is
Because of tariffs, right?
No, it just I seen something about somebody said something about the dog food made in China, and I looked it up, and the dog food ain't made in China, but some of the ingredients are made in China. They come from China.
Purina has a large plant in Hartwell, Georgia. Very, very large plant.
Well, that's good.
They still get stuff from China though.
Yeah, but some of their ingredients.
Yeah. So what it says here, according to what Pootie put up,
Any bugs?
Good question.
While many well-known dog food brands like Purina Hills and I'm source some ingredients from China, they also produce and manufacture most of their products within the United States, according to a customer question on Chewy.com. Purina sources a small amount of ingredients from China, but 99% of their products are manufactured in the U.S. Hills also states on Amazon.com that only 2 of their ingredients, taurine and L-carnitine, are sourced from China. And
Who wants that shit from China?
And Natural Balance also sources some ingredients from China. Blue Buffalo, on the other hand, states on Chewy that their foods and treats are manufactured in the U.S. and
All
that some customers were shocked to learn that Natural Balance dog foods are sourced from China. The pet food industry notes that domestic pet food brands in China have been investing in modernizing their supply chains, including factories and online retail channels.
That's good info because
Sean
I love my
Stryker
dog,
asked.
man.
It's
Sean
all.
Stryker
It's
asks
all.
a really good
Go ahead.
question.
No, go ahead.
He asks, hopefully China doesn't put dogs into the dog food mix. That's a good question.
Well, chickens eat chickens. Chickens eat chickens. So mainly your dog food in this country is sourced from the fish industry. Should be salmon. Your poultry industry and your beef industry, and you see some lamb. There's not much lamb out there, but this is all sourced here in the United States. So,
and you're missing
That's
people.
that's what I feed my dogs, the lamb dog food with no grains. Yeah.
Well, and Sean said right here, cannibalism ups up mammals. Like, we're not supposed to be eating each. You don't eat your own.
Jay,
Yes.
they're saying that it's the daughter. One of the prosecution is the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, and
There you go. I knew it was
one of the 3 lead prosecutors who got the conviction against Ghislaine. What are the odds they're going to use the same person too, though?
I knew it was something.
But that's
it
not the
had
only
to be.
one that's
there's a
definitely
judge. There's a judge right there. Should definitely be arrested.
Right there.
Done something wrong.
There's gonna be that just throws a whole for me personally, and I'm sure for probably most people out here that did not know that. It just threw it all up in the air because now anything can fucking happen. He may walk.
I feel like they're trying to get ahead of it. I really do, like different reasons and stuff, and like maybe.
Comey. So this could be it could go back. This could be a good time when they throw everything out there on the table.
Well, the thing is, like if everybody remembers Cosby, all those women, there was such a long list. It was some crazy number. I don't know, at least 40, maybe 60 women for the span of time and everything. And they put him away. We thought he got put away. Like a year or so later, they somehow found a loophole and like, oh, this thing that they didn't really make it loud news, but everybody thought they got a win. Oh, they put away Bill Cosby for all these horrible crimes. But it's almost like they knew it from the, I can't even remember such ridiculous reason.
Statute of limitations or something like that. They got
That's
him out.
coming up on Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's a big movie, and we're all in it, and we're all starring in it.
And hurry up, go buy your popcorn before the stores run out.
And I mean, we just got to. The only thing we can do is sit back and watch, and
Try to connect the dots.
and try to connect the dots and stay ahead of it. We've talked about this for years, and it's all now starting to happen. It's jumpers. I'm still with the jumpers, Krista.
Yeah, me
I'm just
too.
telling you.
I think there's jumpers.
Jumpers.
Did you see what Alabama Cherokee chick wrote?
Y'all say that. Y'all got to read it to me because I can't.
Bondi
is best friends with Megan McKay.
Yeah, I've known that. Just playing, Booty.
We're in the Matrix.
Somebody have a prayer for tonight because I feel like I need one.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it over to Hickow because she always takes us out with a nice prayer. And I miss Shift because you remember Shift always did the prayers, guys. So Hickow stepping in and being our Shift. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. God, like Shift always said, check on your neighbors because I think the neighbors are going to need it. That's not just our neighbors in our neighborhood, that's countries too, because a lot of countries are going through it, whether it's the lights or elections or whatever. Lord, I pray that you'd help. There are many of us going through some heartache and some pain, lost loved ones, and some people just going through some health issues. Lord, I pray that you just help us, guide us through this, bind us all together, help us to see the good through all the bad, no matter what. Help us to remember that you've got this, you've got everything, and we got to depend on you, and we got to help each other through this. In your name we ask, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Hickow. And I
Right
guess
on.
Sean hasn't been around, so yeah, Sean, we lost Shift. God took her home, so yeah, God took her home.
But she said show must go on. So that's what we're doing.
And she was really glad to be a part of this, and I'm glad she was a part of this. So any last final thoughts? I wanted to flip it over to I guess I'm going to start with Cola here. Final thoughts, girl.
Well, I just hope that the good comes out of things and that everybody doesn't get away with all their crimes, and we just need to pay attention and keep up with things and try not to get confused with all the things coming at us so fast. Because I know I do. Need to try not to.
Okay, and I'm going to hit go.
Well,
do you have any?
Some days you're the fly, and some days you're the windshield. And just remember, we got wipers to clean it off.
Oh, what's the last thing the fly saw?
Oh my gosh.
His ass.
Oh my gosh.
We all got wipers to clean it off. We got to clean it up.
You got the award tonight for the funny.
Yeah, that was great.
Thought we needed a laugh.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, me? Is it my turn?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm gonna be.
You set me up. I can't do anything with that. I'm glad Krista graced us with her very intelligent presence, even though she lives in Canada and they can't own any, things to go boom. So there you go.
And what do you say to Pootie?
Fuck the plan.
Just the plan, baby.
And now
we got this.
And
I hope so for your sake.
Where did Krista? Did Krista leave? No. Where did Krista go? she snuck out.
Yes, she did.
Oh, God.
I can speak on
Great.
Krista's behalf.
I love Krista. Krista, please come back. And thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Tonight's episode.
I don't have anything to say. You didn't even.
No, you've been cut off.
That's fucked up. Well, I was going to talk about something this little girl said one time.
Huh?
I heard this story. About that little cute little girl digging for worms. had that worm, made friends with it, pet it, kissed it, loved on it, cuddled with it, and then she saw a fish jump. Bye-bye, worm.
Go do your job. Catch me a fish.
I'm hungry.
Don't be a worm.
Oh, sorry. Don't be a worm.
Don't be a worm.
You might be a cute little girl and all, but she's gonna put your ass on that hook.
Yeah, some days you're a friend, some days you're the worm.
Hey guys, good night. Thank you for coming. Thanks for
Hit my cash out. Hit
spending
Krista's
the
cash
evening
out.
with us. Yeah, thank you, Krista. Gosh, that was awesome. Showed up. We love it.
Tonight's episode was brought to you by.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
And I'd like to shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you so much for following us for so long and for being here with us tonight. It means a lot to us. And please like and just give me a thumb up, okay?
Hey, when is our anniversary?
When is our anniversary? Oh my Lord. I
You know what? Me and you need to go look in the Wayback Machine and see when this shit actually started. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago.
October of 2019. Yeah, it was October. And then I started streaming on my own by January of 2000. And that's where I met all of you guys. Yeah.
There you go.
So shout out to everybody in chat. We love you. And have a great rest of your week. And we will see you on Sunday. And where's the outro? God, I always.
Good night, guys. Stay safe.
Here, let me put you over here so you can move.
Party time, baby.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.